Hi, welcome to another edition of Onside SA. We're talking football again. The Champions League's been during the week. The league's hotting up. We're starting to get a bit of shape. Some people have been fired. Stevie B's going to give us news about that. But as always, we start with last one standing. And Budge, not many people went by the wayside.
Sadly, only the United boys went out, Paul. So, and Alan Corlett was on Newcastle. He took a fly with Newcastle. So Alan went goodbye. But yeah,
so,
this is a big
90 went in, 81 came out.
81, yeah.
Just looking at who the favourites are now. Your total favourite to win it is Jimbo Goodman, James Goodman.
I spoke to him last week. And
Who's tipping to him?
I don't know. He's on Bournemouth last week. He said, if I get Bournemouth, I'm a certainty. He's still got all the big teams to use. Man City, Man United, Liverpool.
Man United is not a big team.
A big
Man
club.
City and Liverpool.
Man City. And he can't use them this week because they play each other. So
of course, that's right.
But, James, look at all the big teams.
Just looking at Thriller, Michael Jackson still got three.
Yeah, he's done well.
And there's who's this here? Is it Carl
Johnson? Yeah, Hollywood man. Carl, yeah.
Well done to Carl. And then see my major owners here. 2 teams to go: George Salensis, Phil Giorgio, and Trevor Furry.
Georgie's played really well. He was on Bournemouth with both of his picks last week. Trevor's mixed in match, but he knows his football, Trevor. And
is Curry still in the hunt somewhere?
He's got a few of his lads still in. He's got 4 of them. Mark's got 4 men. 3,
and Joe Soma and Larry Wayne.
Joey's still going. Sneaked under a different name and alias.
Well
Joey,
done, Joe.
But,
well done. Okay, so that's right. This week, get your bets in. Very interesting. Right, let's see. Stevie B. Are you there, Steve? Stevie?
Yes, good morning.
Morning, Steve. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
All right, Budge and I got a few questions to pepper you with to get us rolling. Obviously, you watched the football last night, but we want to start on another topic. Jose Mourinho. Any talk there?
Obviously the papers are completely full of it. Although, interestingly enough, in the aftermath of the defeat at the weekend, there was obviously a lot of speculation about what was going to happen, but 1 or 2 of the players seemed to be coming out speaking on his behalf. But again, you just don't know whether they're playing for him, because it was a shocking performance at Saturday at the London Stadium. And to be fair, I didn't think it was much better, really. Didn't seem to be any passion in the performance or against Valencia.
Steve, in fairness, the change room situation to me is the players, but on the pitch it's all Mourinho. We've been terrible. I'm surprised he hasn't been fired, but I'm sure he's going to get bulleted next week. That's what I believe.
There is, as we know, there's an international break coming up.
Yeah.
So, more often than not, that often tends to be the catalyst, because it gives a couple of weeks to try and gel things. Having said that, the majority of the United squad are probably going to be sent to all parts of Europe playing matches. So it's not as if the squad
I just don't like what I see. Just don't like what I hear, and there's never anything positive coming from him. And I just think it's a matter of time, and I think the perfect time is the international break.
Well, the press seem to be sort of saying it's a case of when, not if.
Yeah.
The longer it goes on, obviously, you're already in a situation with United many points behind the top 2, and you just can't see the way they're playing and the way the others are playing that they're going to come anywhere near this season.
Yeah, I think top 4 is more of a problem than top 2. We can't win the league with that squad. The other 2 are miles ahead.
So, that definitely wouldn't be acceptable. So,
Stevie, staying in a United vein, Steve Bruce got the bullet.
Yes, I think there was a lot of speculation as soon as the new owners came in, but I think they were probably sort of told, look, give him an opportunity, see what he can do, but obviously their start this season in their eyes has been not good enough, and I think obviously the final straw was throwing away a 2-goal lead and almost losing at home to Preston.
They scored they equalised in injury time, Steve. We fought back.
So, whether it was they were going to lose or draw, I think, but the sounds of it, they probably made their minds up.
Yeah. That was a matter of time, and also he managed Birmingham City, so I'm sure the fans, while he did a good job.
I don't think he was overly popular with the fans.
Yeah.
I think that was but I don't think they've, and I know a couple of Villa fans, and they really haven't been impressed, even over the last couple of seasons, with the style of their play.
Yeah.
They really, it just shows, how everything sort of imploded since losing the playoff final.
Yeah, it's true. There's talk about Thierry Henry. Surely he can't go there.
Well, Well, you don't know. I mean, he has no real experience other than sort of sitting sort of on the bench with Martinez at Belt. So, it's whether or not these owners, are going to get suckered into thinking that they get a big name, will attract better players and raise the level of their own. But I think it's a risk, and he really has no experience at all. So,
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, we just don't know what they're thinking. I suspect they'll want a big name, because I think that's, from what I understand, that's sort of what they've alluded to. They've actually sacked pretty much his entire backroom team.
Yeah.
There's about 5 of them gone in altogether.
Okay.
Another team that needs a tourniquet to stop the bleeding seems to be Newcastle. Now, Mark Ashley took them all out for a meal, and what's the story there?
I mean, obviously, people see, people out and about, and they put 2 and 2 together. I mean, it's very difficult to know what the situation is. I mean, Mike Ashley is a bit of a law unto himself. He seems to take no notice of what anybody thinks. Whether he's going to sell the club, keep the club, invest in the club. No one really seems to know what his motivation is.
Yeah.
They go to United, don't they?
Yeah, 2 desperation
teams. I mean, again, it's the way they're playing, the way United are playing. I mean, obviously, after a few weeks ago, when there was a lot of speculation about Mourinho, they went to Burnley, who are obviously having a difficult time and got a win and maybe got him out of jail. Playing Newcastle, who are sort of in the bottom 3, maybe isn't a bad game for United. But I think if they fail to win that, then I really think the writing could be on the wall for Mourinho very soon.
Yeah. Steve, on to a team that are going well, Arsenal. I see they play your boys lunchtime kick-off on Sunday. You think you can upset them?
Yeah, well, they've had 7 wins in a row in all competition. Yeah. They go to Azerbaijan this evening. I'm not sure how many of the team that will start tonight will necessarily start on Sunday. We know that Mkhitaryan hasn't gone because of political reasons, but I suspect they'll play a sort of a semi-reserve sort of side. I don't think the opposition are that strong, so I think they can probably afford to sort of rest. I'd be surprised if he plays Ozil. Obviously save him till Sunday. It's a tough game for us. I mean, and our biggest problem at the moment now is our defence. We had 2 players stretched off last Saturday at Goodison, so they're going to be out for about a month.
Yeah, you're a bit stiff there hitting the crossbar when it was 0-0 against Everton.
Well, I think we just got that's been part of our problem this season. I mean, we've got goals in the team, but we're just not quite without. Other than Mitrovic, nobody else seems particularly clinical, and we've missed, as you say, we hit the bar, missed a good chance at 1-0 to get back in the game. But if you don't take your chances in the Premier League, you get punished.
And what do you think the outcome will be, Steve?
Against Arsenal,
it's
hard to see much beyond an away win. I mean, I'd take a draw now, definitely, partly because we will be playing pretty much a makeshift defence. I suspect our centre-half pairing will be Odoi and Ream, which played the second half of last season. Tim Ream is just back, not quite fully fit, but I think they've got no choice because Callum Chambers is illegible.
Yeah, he's on loan.
He's on loan from Arsenal, and we've got Mawson out with a back injury. So I think we have very, very few to choose from.
Okay, on to the big game of the weekend, obviously Liverpool, Man City. You think Liverpool will keep that run going over them?
Yeah, although, they've obviously sort of spluttered a little bit in the last week or so. Obviously losing at home to Chelsea. A very poor performance in Naples last night. Very lacklustre for Liverpool. I was swapping between the Tottenham game and the Liverpool game, and it just sounded like Liverpool just seemed to be quite sort of happy to sit back and keep it tight.
Yeah, second half. I only watched the second half. I watched the Spurs first half, Spurs Barcelona. Now they got torn apart, and I don't think they had a shot at goal of the whole game.
Yeah.
No, which is so unusual for them. I mean, I think that's the point. I mean, it's that, sort of whether or not he sent them out like that, or it's just the way it worked out. But that's not their game. The Liverpool's game is taking the game to the opposition. And last season, when they played and beat Man City, I mean, it was a fantastic game, and it was they were at City from the off, and I think that's what they need to do again. I can't see that they could beat City by just sitting back. So I mean, it has hopefully all the makings of a great game.
Yeah, Steve, just talking about this week's Champions League, overall not a great week for the British clubs. If you have a look at Man City, very late winner. Man United couldn't beat Valencia. Tottenham got beaten by Barcelona, and Napoli beat Liverpool. Not great, eh?
Yeah, no, I mean, really, it was a really bad week. I mean, City played very well, to be fair. They could have had a hatful. I mean, Hoffenheim were very porous at the back, and City played some great attacking football. So that I think, but as you say, they left it late, but they needed to win that. Tottenham are in all sorts of trouble now. I mean, they find themselves with no points. They've also got a couple of games coming up they could win, but on the basis you expect them to lose in Barcelona, anything other than a resounding win at home to Inter Milan, and Tottenham aren't going to go through, I would think.
Yeah, Steve, I've got two TVs, as I keep saying, in my lounge. I had one on the Liverpool game and one on the Spurs game, so I watched the whole Spurs game. And first off, Barcelona completely dominated, but second off they played very well. And listening to Pochettino, it was a great comment where he praised the boys because after being 2-0 down, they came back and they should have gone 3-3. Lucas Moura should have scored, and he said they would have been hailed as heroes, but the Messi factor is so massive.
Well, I think it is. I think teams often are in awe of Barcelona, and they, maybe give them more respect at times and sort of really taking the game to them. And that was obviously fairly evident in the first half. I mean, as you say, Barcelona were well worth their lead at half time.
Yeah. And I think also, Steve, they've been playing together a long time, that Barcelona team. Busquets, Rakitic, Messi, Jordi Alba.
Porta.
They're a good team, and whereas Tottenham, a lot of the British teams, they get players in every year, so it's a bit hard to gel. But I think the biggest difference is the British teams haven't got any quality midfield players.
Yeah.
You go through all the Spanish teams and
they're all quality.
They got all quality, The
French
teams
are good. They are exceptionally comfortable on the ball.
Yeah.
And obviously that's Barcelona style, and I think it was obvious watching it. Again in the first half last night, it almost looked at times a bit of a training game for them.
Yeah.
And they could have had a number of goals.
Yeah, Steve, they were completely in control. But when one analyses it in the cold light of day, it was a howling mistake by the keeper. His time's up, in my opinion. That's 1-0. The second goal, Steve.
He's been out for a number of weeks, as we know.
Yeah.
It's been going on with him. Maybe he was just too eager to please, and it was the wrong.
He did it twice, Steve.
Why did he come out?
He did it twice. He did it in the second half. He came out. He got caught, and luckily Messi didn't score. And then the second goal was unstoppable, wonder goal. So, but don't take it away from them.
Goal. It's hard to stop that.
Yeah, great side.
So look, they know what they've got to do.
Yeah.
They've got to come back strongly in their other games, and I think that Inter Milan game at home is going to be key.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Steve, on to the championship. Big game this week, Middlesbrough against Nottingham Forest. I see the Forest manager, Karanka, goes back there. Can you see him upsetting them?
It's interesting. Forest obviously spent a lot of money and brought a lot of new players in.
Yeah.
And although they're hard to beat, they just can't seem to win. Again,
draw too many.
They were actually outplayed at home by Millwall, and although Millwall got away with a 90th minute equaliser, but they find themselves sort of drawing more than anything. It will be a big game for him, obviously. I don't think he probably felt he was unfairly treated at Borough having sort of taken him on. But in the meantime, sort of Leeds are still going strong. It was back to the top. I think last night, slightly surprising result in that I suppose Wednesday held West Brom. West Brom missed an opportunity to go back to the top. But, it is very tight there. It's very tight there.
Yeah, I listened to Darren Moore, the West Brom manager. He said he made a lot of changes to freshen up the squad, and it nearly cost them. But they scored 2 goals in the last few minutes.
They came back with a couple of very late goals.
Yeah.
And they just brought in Bakary Sacco, who's a free agent.
Okay.
They've got some power up front. There's no question about it. They've got Premiership quality players in the forward line.
Yeah. Your team for the beginning of the year was Stoke. I see they've had a minor resurgence. You think they can go to Norwich and upset them?
Well, Norwich are playing very well. This is probably the best Norwich have played for some time.
Yeah.
With a much sort of weaker squad than I think they've had in the past. But he's obviously got them gelling as a team, and they've shown a lot of good form. They're probably a little bit disappointed that they were winning at Derby. Would have been a very good result for them. So I think that's going to be a tight game. I think Norwich are a hard team to beat at the moment.
Yeah. And the less said about my boys Preston, the better. You know, bottom of the league.
Are you bottom of the league?
Well, again, I mean, they nearly,
Nearly
won at Villa and nearly lost. Obviously, Villa missed, even
penalty.
after a late equaliser, they missed an even later penalty.
Yeah.
So, but it just, they showed, obviously, they got a bit of fight about them. I mean, they obviously, but the sounds of it, they were being completely outplayed in the first half and came back very strong in the second. I know that
red card, yeah.
Sent off, but even so, Preston really took the game to them.
Okay.
All right, well, that's the news. Stevie, we'll be watching with great interest in your London derby. I'm hoping you, obviously being a Spurs man, you can beat Arsenal, and let's hope you can do it.
It's one of those games. I mean, our record against them is not as bad as it is against some others. So
Yeah, I saw that.
I think,
Yeah.
I think we have to take the game to them. There's no point sitting back.
Yeah.
They've got the players that can hurt you, Arsenal, but defensively we know that they are.
Maybe, yeah, you can get to them. Yeah.
Letting in goals. So I think that's got to be the way for us. We've got to take the game at pace.
Okay, sorry, Steve. And the Liverpool-Man City game. What was your tip there?
I'm going to go for a draw. A couple of weeks ago I might have gone for a home win, but I just think that.
The last week has stunned their growth, huh?
Somehow they just lost their sparkle in the last week or so.
Excellent. Lovely, Stevie. Thanks very much for your time once again, and keep the news flowing. We'll speak to you soon.
Indeed. Take
All the
care.
best, Steve.
Bye.
All the best, Stevie. Lovely. Right, Budge, we've got the updates there. It's interesting. Just quickly touch on Thursday night's games. Arsenal, as we spoke, and go to Azerbaijan.
Caribbean.
Chelsea, tell me about their home
Well,
game.
they play a team from Hungary. It used to be Vidioten. I haven't read it. It's now just called Vidi. Whether they've changed the owners, I don't know.
Vidi,
but they
Vidi,
should
Vidi.
be.
Okay,
They should be too good, Paul. You'll more than likely rotate the squad.
Yeah.
They
He's
play
done a good
Sunday.
job.
No,
He knows his stuff.
Well, you
He's
saw
a
that
professor.
last night. You saw Napoli played against Liverpool. That was how Chelsea played against them the other night. Very quick and nippy, and
Yeah.
good team.
Yeah, there should have been a few more.
Yeah.
It should have been a few more. But anyway, that wasn't Liverpool at their best. And
No, it
I
wasn't,
think
no.
they're going to realise that they'll come back firing. They're a good
Anfield
team.
this week.
This is the top of the log clash.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Steve might be right with a draw, but Man City, they're starting to flow. But let's talk about the fixtures now. You've got the fixtures up there. We had some good bets for the crowd. Let's start with the top game.
Well, it's Friday night, Paul, and the guys now, as you know, everybody, you can include this in the last one standing. I think this has got a draw written all over it. Chris Hughton's not going to get caught.
He's bumped some top sides.
He's bumped some top sides. He's a clever manager, Paul.
Yeah,
He may have limited his squad. But, that front three of West Ham can play. Vanatovic is on form. He can play.
Yeah.
I think they'll match them at home. They've only lost 2 of the last 11 at home.
Ooh.
But
You
West
stayed
Ham...
beautiful, I went there.
Yeah, a lot of West Ham boys all of a sudden
found their voices.
resurfacing. Yeah, so Charlie Burt and all his mates.
Yeah.
Good luck. But I think a draw, big player there, Paul.
Jerry Ramsden, the racers trainer,
He's a West Ham man?
Solid.
Okay.
Solid. So he'll be pleased that he's probably coming outdoors now. Of their start to the season, her and Pellegrini are going outdoors. Burnley, Huddersfield.
I think Burnley certainties, Paul. 11 to 10s in our bets. I watched Huddersfield against Spurs. By the one, they hit the crossbar, terrible. They're a long throw merchant team, Paul, free kicks, and Burnley should handle them. Burnley were fairly lucky against Cardiff, but at home, I think Burnley will have too much.
Cardiff played very well.
Yeah, they were unlucky, Cardiff.
Yeah, they were very good. I watched that game. Right, Palace, who they scraped to win, didn't they?
No, they got beat by Bournemouth late on. Saka gave away a stupid penalty. Wolves, Paul, unbeaten, and I think it's the last 5.
It's not easy to go to Palace.
No, it's tight.
But Wolves, as they're called.
I think there's goals in this, Paul. Yeah.
Wolves attack, eh?
They have a full go. Yeah, 3 at the back.
Portuguese influence there.
Definitely, yeah.
Sure.
I think plenty of goals. Don't be surprised if Wolves get a result. Palace haven't scored a goal there this year, though.
Haven't they?
No, they lost to Liverpool, lost to Southampton, and they drew 0-0 with Newcastle. But I think it'll change this week.
And
Saha's back.
just talking about Portuguese managers, there you got Jose, and you've got Mini
Marco
Mourinho.
Silva, yeah.
So there's a bit of an
There's 3 of
influence,
them,
eh? Bit of an influence, Portuguese. I like the way they play football.
Yeah.
They went to United and they had a go.
So he plays a 3-5-2. That's how he does. He's got 2 good midfield players, Paul.
Yes.
Matinho and Neves. That's
Neves can hit them from outside the box. Remember last year in the Championship? So how did you view it?
I thought a drawn Wolves for me here.
Yeah, a drawn Wolves would be me. Leicester City seemed to
I
get
think
into
this will
stride
be a
again.
good game, Paul. I was impressed with Everton against Arsenal. I know they got beat, But I thought they were the better team. 3-0 against Huddersfield.
Yeah.
Marcus Silva's got to have a go. The Scousers don't want you to sit back. And Leicester have a go too.
Yeah,
So I think there'll be goals in this. I think you've got to fancy Leicester, obviously being the home team, but wouldn't surprise if it was an upset, yeah.
Cardiff got it all to do against Spurs.
They just got to
Wembley.
hope that, Spurs has taken a lot out of them from last night, which it would have, but you got to fancy Tottenham, Paul. Cardiff,
they've got too much
away
quality.
from home.
They've got too much
they'll
quality.
try and sit, but you can't expect Harry Kane not to score.
Yeah. He played
You've
well
got to
last night,
fancy
especially
Spurs.
second half. Ooh. Okay, I'm very strong on my boys.
Yeah.
Right, let's have a look at the next sheet.
This is another trick game, Paul. Bournemouth, one of those funny teams. If you don't put them away early, second half they get strong. Yeah, but Watford, the home game, especially at home, they lost to United. First half they were totally outplayed. Second half they should have got a draw. But even money Watford, I think it's a bit short. They beat Spurs.
Yeah,
they beat Brighton at home.
They have a go.
They have a full go. The two boys up front, Troy Deeney. He's a good player.
He's lost weight. He's lost weight. Captaincy, he lost weight.
140 kgs, he's lost weight.
No, but he has lost weight. But he's one of their greatest players.
Well, his training partner is, don't you? Training partner.
No,
Anthony Joshua, heavyweight.
Right?
No, they're big mates.
No wonder he carried a bit of weight.
That's why no one goes near
Anthony
him.
Joshua's the reason this bloody Wembley's buggered.
You're right. That's
2 weeks ago they had the Wembley. See the grass not right yet.
Definitely.
It'll be right this week.
It doesn't have to be
Just
right
tell
this
Cardiff.
week.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's goals in this, Paul. This is a game that did worry me for the weekend. Bournemouth were lucky to get out of jail on Monday, but they did play well. They had chance after chance. But I think there's goals. A draw wouldn't surprise me here, Paul. The Watford-Bournemouth game.
Yeah. How about Man United at home?
Well,
They're 4-10, eh?
You can't take 4-10. Yeah, you look at Newcastle. Rafa's going to come and park the bus. United, we can't win this game, Paul. The rest, there's a bus stop outside. Just put them on it and get them out because we've got to win this, Paul. Don't embarrass the fans. And I think that's what's happening at the moment. The fans are being totally embarrassed. But I think we'll beat Newcastle, Paul.
Yeah. How about...
I agree with Steve. Got to fancy Arsenal. But if Fulham can't sit back. Their best players are attackers. I think there's goals in this, Paul. Yeah, you've got to side with Arsenal at the end of the day. 3-2, 4-2, 3-1, 6-10 Arsenal,
Okay, Southampton.
Yeah, I've got to fancy Chelsea, Paul. They're a good team, Chelsea. Hazard's not going to play in Europe tonight. So he's going to rest all his boys. Southampton are disappointing. They don't score many goals. And you'd think Chelsea would be comfortable victors,
Liverpool, Man City, 1 plays 2.
Yeah, I like Liverpool. I just think they've got the style to upset Man City. And I think the best thing that's happened to them is they've had this bad run. But remember, Chelsea away is not a bad draw. Napoli away, it's a tough place to go, Napoli. So they've had a lot of hard games. And Man City at the back, Paul.
Yeah, but Man City are good side. But
they
will have a number of chances.
But remember, they played 4 times last year.
Yeah.
It was 0-0 and the boy got sent off. Mane got sent off, ended up being 5-0. They murdered them at Anfield and they beat them twice in the Champions League. Those 3 boys up front will cause havoc at the back. Whether Liverpool's defence, I fancy Liverpool. Especially at Anfield. Scousers are always up for a Manchester derby.
Yeah.
I fancy them.
Okay. Right, let's move on to the Championship.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Leeds going well, Paul. 13-10. I like it's a lunchtime kickoff. I'm always sceptical about
Brentford
early
aren't doing
kickoff.
badly.
Brentford are going well, but away from home, they haven't won this year. It's their home form that's kept in it. So you've got to think 13-10 Leeds is a fair bet. Now, Birmingham, Paul, 5 home games, 5 draws. They buried us twice. They beat Leeds away, then they came home against bottom of the league Ipswich and drew 2-2. Yeah. I just don't trust them as much as they look obvious bankers, Birmingham. Now, the next game is the Karanka, his old team. He's gone to Forest. Forest have only lost 1 game this year. Middlesbrough at home, good team, Paul. Tony Pulis has got them organised, but this is going to be a tight game.
Not for us a long way down, eh? They're 11th.
Yeah, but there's only a couple of points between the playoff places, Paul. They've drawn too many games. But I've got to fancy Middlesbrough, the 2 teams, but a draw's a big player in there for me. Next game, Middlesbrough, obviously Steve Bruce got fired. They're conceding goals for fun. Millwall at home, always hard to beat. It's Millwall in a draw for me there. But at home, they drew with Middlesbrough at home. They've been playing well at home. They just haven't had the rub of the green. So a small wool and a draw for me against Aston Villa.
Norwich are 5th, Stoke are 16th. It's closer than
another
that.
game, definitely. As Steve said, Stoke have come well. They drew 2-2 at Derby last night.
Last night?
Last night, played last night. They drew. Stoke, slowly but surely, Paul. I had a look at their team, experienced team. They'll come.
Is Crouch still there?
Crouch is still there, They got players, Paul. The goalkeeper's a decent goalkeeper, Butland. They still got Shawcross. I think a draw's a big player in that game. Now the Lancashire derby, Preston,
your boys
Wigan,
24th. That's not acceptable.
bottom of the league. Paul, we can't keep clean sheets.
And you can't keep selling players.
We kept battling to score. When now we score, we concede 3.
Wigan?
We're going to come well. That's, they won the FA Cup. Remember they beat Man City a few years, got promoted last year. I think there's goals in this, Paul. If we can't get a result here, we're going to away from home are poor. We've got to get a result here, Preston. But I can't trust them at 13-10, Paul.
Yeah.
We haven't won, I think it's 9 games now we haven't won for league games.
QPR derby?
Yeah, Lampard's got them going well, Paul. QPR, the Wally with the Brolly, they've come right the last few games.
Yeah.
Another game I think will be tight.
Yeah,
Tight game. Score draw there. Sheffield United should be all over Hull City.
When are Hull going to turn around?
No, I don't think they can. They score goals, but they concede for fun. But Sheffield United are going well.
Yeah,
they won
third.
5 of the last 7. Hard to beat at home. 6-10 should be in all your bets.
Swansea City, Ipswich Town.
Yeah, Ipswich too. They're like Preston. They give goals.
23rd.
Yeah, they second bottom. Yeah, got to fancy Swansea at home, Paul.
Yeah.
8-10's in our bets. I think they'll be too
And
good.
West Brom in 4th.
Well, I think West Brom are the best team in the league. Yeah, the rested players came back in a difficult place, Hillsborough. 5-10's in every bet. I think it's 14-10 to win by more than 1 goal. That's in our bets too. I think they'll be too good for Reading. Now, Bolton, Blackburn, Paul, that's Lancashire derby. Massive derby this, you ask the fans.
15 plays 14.
I like Blackburn of the 2 teams. Bolton at home's a great stadium. Been there, the Reebok. I think Blackburn will be too good for them, even though they are away from home. The last game, I like Bristol City. At home, going well, Paul. Lee Johnson at home. Sheffield Wednesday, while they've improved away from home, I think 8-10, Bristol City's a good thing.
Okie dokie. Now let's talk about South African soccer. South African soccer is hotting up very nicely. A lot of draws now. We'll get on to that, but let's talk about the NPM final. No score, penalties.
No score. Well, Cape Town City with a better team. I watched the last 30 minutes with so much soccer on, only having one TV. They hit the bar. Sadly, they hit the bar. They were the better team. And it was good for Benny to get a result. They won on penalties. I don't like it to go to penalties. I wish it would be golden goal. So you just keep playing till there's a goal, so teams have to attack.
Do they have extra time?
Extra time penalties. They won 4-1.
The Caribou Cup or whatever it is no
straight. Yeah, but this is our cup.
Yeah,
different story.
So Benny's got the
Benny
job.
got them back. Yeah,
got the job done. Well
beat
done
by Wits at home on Tuesday. I think the boys will still be drinking after the weekend.
Yeah. Let's talk about the midweek results from Tuesday. Polokwane Supersport.
Yeah, 1-1, Paul. Yes.
And then Amazulu, Maritzburg, no score, local.
They've conceded a goal in 4 games, Maritzburg. They're coming right. They've got a good chance Friday night.
Highlands and Chiefs couldn't score.
I took a double Wits and Chiefs. I thought Chiefs would get up to win, but Highlands are well organised. Ondegama's got them sorted, Paul.
Ondegama, was he with that Cape Town?
He was a goal, He was a goalkeeper.
Okay, and Cape Town City, Bidvest, Wits doing well.
Yeah, but they had the cup final, Cape Town City, so
they got pedigree, that team. They got pedigree.
And big game for Wits this week.
Yeah.
They got Sundowns, but big
game. But
no,
Wednesday, Pirates couldn't score.
Every time you think Pirates are going to be league contenders at home against Arrows, are always hard to beat. But Pirates, you don't score at home, Paul. You've got a question there.
Chipper beat Free State Stars.
Yeah, Eric Tinkler's at Chipper. The last couple of home games they've won. So I think they're 9th in the table. They've moved up. Free State Stars.
Black Leopards, Baraka.
Yeah, 1-0 Black Leopards, Paul. They're hard to beat, Black Leopards. But Baraka give goals away for fun. Yeah. So they're bottom of the league now, Baraka.
Bloem Celtic 0, Sundowns.
Yeah, I watched quite a bit of this game. It was a good game. Yeah, Celtic played well, Celtic. Steve Compella's got them buzzing. But
let's look at the standings, Budge. We start off from the top. Again, it works on how many games you've played, and they're pretty close now. They're getting closer. Bidvest 16 points.
Yeah.
Pirates had every chance to lead.
Every chance to lead from them,
15 points. Chiefs 14.
Yeah.
Bloem Celtic 14. Supersport 13. And Polokwane 11.
They've done well.
So that's the league. And so Bidvest, Gav's back where he likes to be.
No CAF commitments, Paul. At the cups early, so he could concentrate on his squad. Done a good job.
Let's look at the bottom of the log, Budge, where it gets very interesting. The 13, 14, 15, and 16. 13, Golden Arrow, 7 points.
Yeah.
Maritzburg, our local boys, 6 points.
Yeah.
Cape Town City, 6 points.
Yeah, well, Cape Town City have been
Maritzburg have got a couple of games in hand.
A couple of games in hand, that's the advantage.
And then Baraka, they've played 9 matches. More
Baraka's struggling, Paul.
That's not good.
No, it's not good enough at all. No.
So they're under pressure. Baraka, the team that they don't watch it, they'll be
in trouble.
They'll be in trouble. Okay, Budge. These are the fixtures now. Now I need your opinion.
Yeah, I like Maritzburg, Paul, 15-10. Yeah, they at the last two home games, they drew with Chiefs, had 10 men for, I think, 80 minutes.
Yeah.
They played well against Bidvest Wits, drew 0-0 at home. If this is the time I think they'll beat Cape Town City. Cup final, extra time, penalties, got beat by Bidvest Wits in midweek. I like Maritzburg, Paul.
Okay. Free State Stars, Bloem?
You know, local derby, draws a big player. That's why it's 17-10. I was impressed with what I saw with Bloemfontein Celtic last night, Paul. But,
Wouldn't you take 8-10 Kaizer Chiefs?
Yes, but the game's in Durban, and you never know what Moses might be at the stadium. The pitch will be cut up with all the bad
will
weather.
Be looking for tickets.
Yeah. Well, Polokwane unbeaten in 5. They've won 3 and drawn 2. Chiefs are battling to score goals, Paul.
Yeah.
But they should be 8. They should win, but how can you win when you don't score?
Highlands
Chipper. Yeah, I like Highlands of the two teams, but Eric's got them right.
Yeah.
Once you stop conceding goals, you slowly move away from the relegation zone.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised with the draw there. Amazulu Pirates, I think there's goals written all over this, Paul.
Pirates, no goals this week.
They tend to be better away from home than at home because teams attack them.
They still get the support, do they?
Oh no, they'll get support wherever they play Pirates. That should be a good game. Saturday, 8 o'clock in Mlazi, Paul.
Oh, 8 o'clock. I might flick over to that. Yeah, Baraka struggling against Supersport.
I think Supersport have got to get a result there, Paul. 13-10.
That's a price.
Yeah. There'll be goals in this because Baraka can attack, obviously, but they just can't defend. And Supersport, they can score goals for fun with Grobler up front. I think Supersport will get up to win that.
Just changing tack for a moment. I watched CNN, and they were talking Champions League in Liverpool, and the guest in the studio was Bruce Grobler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bruce,
he's coming to the Expo, a couple of weeks, yeah.
Now, CNN, that's got to be, is he...
I think they're in Atlanta. That's where they're based.
So he must be out there on holiday or something. They had him in there. They showed all his antics and the goals, and they asked him. It was very interesting. So
he's good to listen to, isn't he?
And I thought he stayed in the UK.
So did I.
Yeah, so he probably did. That's why I thought maybe we over there.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back.
Arrows, Black Leopards, Paul. Arrows can't score goals. I think they scored 4 goals in the league.
Badly named, eh?
Golden Arrows, yeah. Black Leopards, if ever there's a chance to get back, because they're struggling, they 1 point above the relegation zone. It's time that Clint got his boys a bit of shooting practice. I drive past him every morning. He works hard with his troops, but obviously it's not working.
Yeah, get a target for them for those Arrows. Okay, Sundowns.
I like Sundowns, Paul. I know they're at home. The last 10 times they've met at home, Sundowns have won 7 and drawn 3. If ever there's a team that beat Wits, it's Sundowns. This is a big game for Gav. If he can get a point, brilliant result as far as winning the league, but I think he's under pressure.
Okay, let's have a look at your bets, Budge, and your selections. Here we go.
Well, we've done 192 we spent in the PSL Soccer 6. I've got Celtic win and draw against Free State Stars. I've banked ironically, the only Spanish game in it. I banked Getafe to beat Levante. I've gone Kaizer Chiefs win and draw at home against Polokwane. I've gone Real Madrid win and draw at Alaves. Can't believe watching Real Madrid that the last 3 games they haven't scored. So I've thrown the draw and looking for a payout. I've gone Pirates win and draw against Amazulu. And I don't see Highlands Park getting beat by Chipper. I've gone Highlands Park win and draw. Chipper United 192. Okay. Our English one, I've banked Burnley to beat Huddersfield. I've gone Crystal Palace the field against Wolves. Likewise, I've gone the field with Leicester City and Everton. I've banked Tottenham to beat Cardiff. I've gone the field with Watford and Bournemouth. And I think Man United will finally win at home after 4 disappointing results to beat United. 162.
Yeah, okay.
On to the 10, I've banked Burnley. They might play for the weekend. I've banked Burnley to beat Huddersfield. I've gone the field with Palace and Wolves. I've gone Leicester win and draw against Everton. I've gone Millwall win and draw against Aston Villa. I'm going Stoke win and draw at Norwich. I've gone Derby win and draw at QPR. I've banked Sheffield United to beat Hull. Tottenham to beat Cardiff. I've gone the field with Watford and Bournemouth, and I've gone Man United banker to beat Newcastle 288.
Come on, you Reds. Huh?
Yeah, got to do something. Yeah.
When do they play? Sunday or Saturday?
8:30. I think it's 6:30 Saturday. We should be the early kickoff just to keep us out the screen, but then we're the main game on Saturday.
What time's the rugby? Springboks are in
5
Pretoria.
o'clock, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got 2 TVs, so you're fine.
I'm fine.
On to the 13, Paul. I've banked United to beat Newcastle, Burnley to beat Huddersfield. I've gone the field with Palace and Wolves. I've gone Leicester win and draw at home against Everton. I've banked Tottenham to beat Cardiff. I've gone the field with Watford against Bournemouth. I've gone Middlesbrough win and draw against Nottingham Forest. I've gone Millwall win and draw at home against Villa. Stoke win and draw at Norwich City. I've banked Swansea to beat Ipswich, West Brom to beat Reading, Blackburn to beat Bolton, and IFK Gothenburg to beat Trelleborg.
They always
who've
throw in
lost.
the Swedish games, eh?
Well, IFK Gothenburg not the best of form, but Trelleborg lost their last 7 away from home. Bottom of the league, tailed off.
Tailed off.
Tailed off. 244, Paul.
All right, Budge, the best page.
Yep.
It's always this page.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts here.
Well, I've gone Burnley to beat Huddersfield. I've gone Chelsea to beat Southampton. And I think Liverpool will beat Man City. I thought 14-10 was a good price. And over 2.5 goals in the Fulham Arsenal game. 2,100 to 200. Well, you did last week when I told you Burnley. And
you're 100%
collected,
right.
yeah. In the Championship quartet, I've gone Blackburn to beat Bolton. I've gone Swansea to beat Ipswich. I've gone West Brom to beat Reading by more than 1 goal. And under 2.5 goals in the Norwich Stoke, 3,300 to 200.
Okay.
The PSL quad, I've gone Maritzburg to beat Cape Town City. I've gone Sundowns to beat Bidvest, and both teams to score. In the Amazulu Pirates, Baraka Supersport, 3,200 to 200. And our 5-team, both teams to score. English bets, I've gone Palace Wolves, Leicester Everton, Watford Bournemouth, Millwall Aston Villa, and Sheffield United Hull City, 14.5 to 1, 2009 to 200.
The omelette.
Onto the Spanish quartet, I've gone Espanyol to beat the Yellow Submarines of Villarreal. I've gone Getafe to beat Levante, and both teams to score in the Athletic Bilbao Real Sociedad and Alaves Real Madrid game, 2,500 to 200. And
the Collis King?
Collis King, 6 or Nixer. I've gone Burnley to beat Huddersfield, Tottenham to beat Cardiff, Bristol City to beat Sheffield Wednesday, West Brom to beat Reading, Getafe to beat Levante, and Juventus to beat Udinese, 3,300 to 200.
All looks good, Budge. All looks good.
So
I got
far,
one
so
question
good,
mark.
yeah.
I got one question mark, but I agree
Yeah.
with it. Well done. It's,
I like Liverpool,
put a bit
Paul,
of thought
so,
into it.
well, you've got to get value too. I'm not taking 1 to 3. Obviously we
yeah.
throw a few in, but it's value for the punters. That's what they all
that's
tell
what
me.
it's all about, yeah. Don't forget, there's only 81 people left and last one standing. And get your bets into Budge and Tom. We're including the Friday night Premier League games so that you can get to use a team you haven't utilised before. And don't forget, I'm still in, and I'm going strong. Budge, anything else?
Yeah, Friday kicks off, Paul, yeah. So it's a Premiership game, PSL game. So we've got a few bets on the Friday games. So.
Interesting stuff. Okay, until next time, stay on side.